Behavioral Interview, Path to Success. This is Ellen Jones, a career specialist with Student Employment Services. Employers utilize different types of questions to find out whether an applicant is the right fit. Typically, you will be asked questions about yourself and why you want the position. However, employers want to learn more about your skills and previous experience. This is when a behavioral interview is helpful. But what is a behavioral interview? Employers realized that past behaviors are the best indicator for future behavior, meaning your past behaviors and actions will determine how you will act in the future when a similar incident occurs. Behavioral interview questions provide candidates the opportunity to share specific examples on how you responded to different situations encountered. It displays the skills used directly while responding to the situation. Why would an employer ask a behavioral question? An employer has a limited amount of time to learn what kind of employee you would be. By asking behavioral questions, the potential employer can gauge how you would handle a similar situation based on the prior experience. It can also show what you learned handling the situation and how you would use this new knowledge the next time a similar situation occurs. The question also allows the employer to assess your proficiency in the essential skills for the position. For example, if you are interviewing for a position where you will be expected to make many quick decisions, the employer will assess your proficiency with problem solving and decision making. If you are interviewing for an administrative assistant position, the employer will want to know how you communicate with customers and how you manage multiple priorities. By asking a behavioral question, the employer will be able to assess your potential responses in the future. There is an easy way to determine if you are being asked a behavioral question. The questions usually start with one of the following phrases. Tell me about a time when. Describe a time or situation where. Give me an example when. There are moments when the interviewer would like more information on your answer utilizing follow-up questions. Here are some examples. You are able to prepare for behavioral questions even if you do not know what the employer will be asking. Start by reviewing the job description. As you read, take note of the skills necessary for the position. After identifying these skills, match the skills to your current abilities and experience. Identify examples for your answers before you step into the interview. For example, if the job description states that the position will be the first contact for any customer concerns, you can prepare for questions focused on your customer service and communication skills. There are 3 points that you must address to completely answer a behavioral question. This is where the 3-step process will assist in ensuring that you include each part in your response. The first point to address is to briefly describe a specific situation or a challenge you have encountered. But what does that mean? Or, what is the focus point? What happened? Step 2. Provide a brief account of the task and actions that you utilize to resolve the situation or challenge. What did you do? Step 3. Provide a short summary of the outcome. What was the result? By focusing on the 3-step process for each response, the interviewers will have a picture and understanding of how you responded in the situation. There are some acronym tools that can help you remember each part of the 3-step process. The acronyms are SAR, Situation action results, PAR, problem action results, STAR, situation task action results. Feel free to use these acronyms if they will help you while you are answering a question. I want to take the time now to share with you some examples of behavioral questions. The first examples will be focused on the start of the question. Tell me about a time when you failed to meet a deadline. How did you handle the situation? Or tell me about a time when you had a conflict with a coworker. How did you resolve it? Can you describe a situation where you demonstrated the ability to be an effective team member? Or can you describe a situation where you came up with a clever way to motivate someone? Now I want to provide you examples of behavioral questions focused on skills. You will notice that the questions require specific examples of how you have responded to a previous situation. The interviewer is looking to see if you have the skills necessary for the position or if you are trainable. By asking specific questions, the interviewer will be able to assess whether you are the best fit for the position and the company. Problem solving. Describe an example when you identified potential problems and resolved the situation before it became serious. But what is the meaning behind the question? This question spotlights how you identify steps and find solutions. Decision making. Tell me about a difficult decision you had to make within the past year. This question spotlights your decision-making process. Leadership. Describe a time when you showed initiative and took the lead in a team project. This one focuses on your ability to lead a group and the decisions and steps that you took to lead the team to meet its goals. Communication. Tell me about a time when you had to handle an irate customer. This question spotlights how you responded to a customer and resolved the customer's concerns. Integrity. Give a specific example of a policy you conformed to with which you did not agree. This focuses on how you reacted to a policy that you did not agree to but had to follow. Did you go with the decision or did you challenge the rationale? Time management. Tell me about a situation that required you to do a number of things at the same time. How do you respond to multiple priorities? How did you get things done? This spotlights how you manage your time and how you determine what needs to be done now. Interpersonal. Give me a situation where you had a conflict with another individual and how you dealt with it. This one focuses on how you would respond to a conflict with another person and share how and the steps you have used to respond to the conflict. It may also show whether you are active or passive in responding to conflict. Teamwork. Can you describe a situation where you demonstrated the ability to be an effective team member? This one spotlights your style and how you assisted the team in achieving its goals. It also focuses on what is your typical role and style in a team setting. Do you always try to be the leader, the follower, the consensus builder, or the listener? With time and these suggestions, you will be able to answer any behavioral questions that you are asked. Do you think you can come up with an example for each type? Let this workshop serve as a reference tool in your preparation for an interview. Just remember to have a couple different examples, know the steps you followed to complete the situation, and focus on the positive outcomes. We in Student Employment Services wish you a successful interview. For more information on behavioral questions, Feel free to check out these websites.